Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to Formula One, my team. Here today for the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. We return, and I am much better at this track now, and I actually like it now. So, hoping to have a good race here today. We are really improving in the R&D, as you will see here in a moment. But working on our team activities here for what I believe is part 27. Today it's going to be easier than last time, but it will not be an easy race. We're going to be fighting for anything we can get here. We're still third worst, but we are close to pretty much everybody else in the field. Looking at the driver market here for a second, and Lewis Hamilton wants $20 million. Yeah, good luck. And yeah, so now we're going to go over. Alright, so I don't know what I'm doing here. There are the results so far. We are yet to have a fastest lap in Formula One, I believe. As we sim through the week, you can see several things going through. We get an R&D upgrade, and wow, we passed both Alpha and Racing Point. So, yeah, we are right behind Red Bull Racing now. That's insane. We'll see what happens here looking at the R&D. After this, we are going to have an interview with Will Buxton, so let's head to that now. Why not?
Well, it's great to be back at your headquarters, and I've got to say, an awful lot's changed since we were last here. Let's dive in with some questions. Sponsors seem to be climbing over one another to get their name onto your car. What do you plan on investing that extra money into? Would you say that it's important to develop your drivers as much as possible? You seem to be stuck in the mid-tier at the moment. Are you happy here, or will you be aiming to challenge the top teams in the near future? Will your team be going for the Constructors' Championship this season, or just for points? Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful? Well, thanks so much, as ever, for your time. It's hugely appreciated.
Alright. So, yeah, Will apparently came by our headquarters, and so, yeah, simming through the week to the Dutch Grand Prix now. Looking at the R&D once again. And I believe we are going to try and make a chassis upgrade, maybe, here. There's no point in rushing it. I mean, that'll just up the failure chance, and the next race isn't for a while. It'll be done before then, even if we don't. So, next race will be Canada. But anyways, let's head to the track for opening practice and listen to the beautiful Renault engine. Almost said Honda. That would be bad. cars sound amazing, don't they? But anyways, on the quali. Feeling good about this. Feel like we have a very fast car here, and we are actually gonna see what other upgrades we can make, since I really want to make upgrades here. Get this team better. Get it up the grid. Our aero sucks, so we're gonna be working on that. We kind of have to. I think we are going to go for what, rear wing flaps, is that? Yes, the rear wing upper flap. And on the qualifying, that upgrade is not here for this race, but here, P3, we fall back down to P11. And at the end of this lap, we'll see if we could get anything here. We won't be able to go back out on track because of the time left in qualifying. But coming back to the line, move up to P7 for now. If that changes, who knows? It might. We'll probably fall back a bit more. But we're not currently. We'll see here in a second. And now P8. And how about this? Jack Aitken, our teammate, in the points for the first time. Let's head down to the track for the Dutch Grand Prix.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, and Norris, Joker, Ocon, Aitken, and Sergio Perez, Albon, Russell, Lance Stroll, and Latifi, Gasly, Magnussen, Valtteri Bottas, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Kvyat, Matsushita, Grosjean, and Nick de Vries. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Kinda accidentally skipped the preview, so I just went through the starting grid there, and yeah. But anyways, now we get ready. Looks like it's going to be softs to hards. As you can see there is rain planned at the end of the race, which could change up strategies here today. See how this race goes as we begin the formation lap. And off we go to warm up the tires. Of course, the formation lap is boring, so we're going to skip it about now to the 5 red lights for the Dutch Grand Prix. 36 laps. It'll be a long race, but we'll see what happens as it's lights out, and away we go. We slid, but we also got a better start compared to Lando, and we go around the outside of his teammate Carlos Sainz up ahead as well. Trying to get up into P5 here as we head down into literally my favorite corner, maybe in F1. I mean, I love the banking there. And later in the lap, coming around at the end of lap 1, and Max Verstappen spins. What? I've never seen an AI do that before. AI mistakes, they're much more common in this game, and I honestly love it. And now he runs last. Didn't even look at the replay for some reason. Maybe it's because I saw it right in front of me. Wow. That is crazy stuff as we pull up to the rear of Charles Leclerc. We're going to have DRS on him here as we head down the straightaway on lap 3. Down towards the same spot where Max spun just a few moments ago. That was absolutely insane. And later in the lap, where are we going to go? We're going to go around the outside at turn 1 of Leclerc. And we are side by side. We should have the advantage here. Yes. On the inside for this banked corner that I absolutely love. And we get the spot on Charles Leclerc there. Later in this race, we are going to see if we can try to get Lewis like a lap or two later. And we can't do it. Maybe. We almost got there. Oh, we are right up the gearbox of the 44 of Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. Unbelievable stuff. Only on reduced damage will you not lose a front wing from something like that. later on lap 5, coming to lap 6, we are going to go to the outside of Lewis. You know this car's fast when we pass a Mercedes and make it look easy. Wow. I mean, we did have Rich Mix, ERS, and overtake, but Valtteri Bottas out of the session. He could potentially be big, but now he's out. And we only have Daniel Ricciardo in front of us. We are on the podium. And this is not pit strategy. This is just our pace. Now, I know the rain is coming, and we're on a 1-stop. So, I'm thinking about going to mediums, since the rain will be coming. I actually forgot about the rain at the time, but the tire wear was not that bad. So I decided, hey, let's try it. I could have gone on to softs. I would have gone on to another pair of softs if I actually remembered that the rain was coming, but that is kind of my bad, I guess. If I went on to another pair of softs, we might have been closer to Daniel. As we come into the pit now, turbo mode activated, so you don't have to watch me go down pits slowly, and we are coming out of the pits. Daniel's already by in like 10 seconds in front of us. We're on the medium tires. And yeah, now we just got to complete laps around Zandvoort here. This car, it's fast, but we're 8 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo. If only we put on the softs, maybe we would have been able to close in, but I think this gap, even with 20 laps to go, even with us setting fastest laps, as the tires go away, that won't be the case. He is on hard tires, so if we put on the softs, we could have been a major threat for this race win, but we are closing in. But as you can see now, we are falling back as it starts to get cloudy, and this is when I realized, oh my god, it's going to rain soon. I should have put on the soft tires again, because we probably would have had to use the inters. Actually, asked Jeff if it was going to rain at this point, and he said, yeah, it's probably going to rain before the end of this race. So we're on lap 22. You can now see the drops starting to come down, though. It is raining.
I think we're still on the right tires for the time being.
Of course, the track is not wet enough for wet tires, but we'll see. In this game, the transition, it's so quick. From tracks going from dry tires to wet tires. It's just... And later on lap 23, still running laps. I don't think we're going to come in here. No. You don't come in. The track is not ready yet. Coming back across the line. Daniel's in. The grip has really gone away. I should have gone back in that last time, but I did not come into the pits. At this point, I was worried that Lewis was going to catch us because I didn't come into the pits. DRS is disabled, which pretty much is a signal that, yeah, it's time to come into the pits. And we were also getting caught by the Williams, which is a lapped car that we lapped. That white pointer is signaling the Williams behind us, and Daniel Ricciardo's only like a second behind him. Because I was on the dries and Daniel was on the preferred tire in these wet conditions, he actually overtook us in that final quarter of a lap from being like 3 seconds behind. And we come out of the pits. I think we're just going to be in front of Lewis Hamilton here in the Mercedes. Yes, there he is. We end up in front of Lewis here on lap 26, and now just got to complete laps to the end of this race. Sorry this wasn't more interesting, but I pulled away from Lewis and Charles, and Daniel just was way too far up the road the entire time. He's 17 seconds in front of us, which pretty much means this race is over. Unless we make a mistake, unless he has a failure of some sort, which I was hoping for. It could potentially happen. Never know, these things aren't over till they're over when it comes to failures, but Daniel Ricciardo, as we went on, it looked less likely and less likely he would have any sort of failures as we come out of the final corner. That full speed, full throttle banked corner to end the lap. And we're going to lap Nick DeVries here in the other Williams. Actually, that was the Williams who was trying to pass us earlier since we pit and he was already on intermediates. That's why he was behind us originally, so he didn't need to pit and we still did. So he overtook us and we tracked him down, but 2 laps to go. Daniel's pulling away. He's 22 seconds up the road, and like 3 laps ago it was only 17. So coming around to the last lap of the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. Want to see here, Daniel Ricciardo wins as it actually has stopped raining, but the track is just still wet. Even if it wasn't, I'm not sure it would be such a smart move to go on to the softs and lose 17 seconds. Track's still too wet though. And as we come out of the final corner, it's going to be our first Formula One podium P2 in Zandvoort.
Good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
How about that? And this kind of pisses me off. Why? I was clearly driver of the day, so Ferrari wins it.
What a great race then, and what a magnificent victory here at the Dutch Grand Prix. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Oh my god, we are P2. Jack finishes P7. And Max Verstappen only recovered to P19 after his lap 1 spin. Wow. That was one crazy race here at the Dutch Grand Prix. Thank you all for watching. And yes, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And coming up here will be the highlights. As you see the standings, we are not out of the championship. We're in P5, and our car is competitive, I'd say, at this point. Next time out will be the Canadian Grand Prix for race number 6 and part 28 of the series in the season. So, Ferrari leads the Constructors' Championship. Here come the highlights. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day. Leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss any one of my 7,000 daily uploads. So long, and have a nice day.